in the middle of our meeting, okay? If they're coming at about 7:30, I do not want them to see me telling you guys to shut up every 5 minutes, okay? So please, please, please be respectful. I know that you can do that. We've got ourselves a full house again tonight, so that's a lot more people than what we have been running. I'm excited about that, but it also means that you guys have to make sure that you're not having chit-chat while I'm trying to teach and things like that, okay? You guys ready to get started? Yeah. Definitely. Thank you. Turn off your cell phones. Thank you. Okay. I want to know, did anybody have a birthday in the last couple weeks since we met last? Stand up. Who's your birthday? I still have to sing to me. Still got to sing to you. Yeah, May. Your birthday was a long time ago. We didn't get to sing to me. Okay. All right, so you guys ready to sing? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rise Power. Happy birthday to you. We are excited that you're here with us for another year. And also, I need your help, please. Okay? Also, I want you guys to meet a very tiny little member of Rise Above who happens to be here. Would you like to bring her up? This is Amelia. I've already met her. And she knows what color to wear as well. So, give her a little hand that goes here. Thank you, Jessica. All right. Now, the next people we would like to meet is our newbies. So if you've never been here before, stand up. Don't be scared. I will not bite you, I promise.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't. I know I'm kind of scared. All right. If you don't mind, can you guys come up front for a second? So we can hear you better? Okay, we're going to get to meet you, so you got to say your name really loud and what grade you're in, where you go to school. All right? Okay, this is
Gavin. I am from Sheridan Middle School.
Gavin from Sheridan Middle. Welcome. Yes, give us a hand. And Gavin came with Capri. You can, all right. And then we have Trevor. How old are you?
14.
And you go to Lakewood. Trevor from Lakewood. Who brought you? Amanda. Okay, here you go. Welcome to Trevor. And last but not least, we have
Christina, in 11th grade, and she brought me.
she. Okay, that would be Katie. Welcome, Christina. All right, you guys. Hopefully, I didn't embarrass you too much. Thank you for choosing to come and be with us tonight. I hope you have a good time. Don't let it scare you. It's a little bit overwhelming the first time, I promise. Get used to it. Okay. Now, this is our first bi-weekly meeting. So we are up to 2 meetings a month now. It's going to be the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month. Okay? If you're not friends with me on Facebook, you need to be. And you need to join our group because that's where we put everything out there, like when the next meeting is, what the challenge is, things like that. So look up Rise Above and join our group, okay, if you haven't already. Oh, thank you, Kate. Now, is there anybody here tonight that does not want to be filmed by the news crew when they get here? Shut your mouth! Okay, now. All right, I needed to ask that because, you know, they're going to ask me, you know, if it's okay, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody's all right with that, okay?
I just want to say hi to them.
Some of you, I may approach you, or the news crew may approach you to ask, maybe to give a little interview or something. Basically, all I want you to say is what Rise Above means to you. What have you done differently in your life since you started coming here? What have you seen it do for other people? You know, I'm not going to tell you what to say. It's different for each person, okay? So if you're willing to talk to them, thank you very much. So with that, I want to let you see what they did last year. This is a follow-up story, okay, to what they did last year. How many of you guys were here last year with the team? Not very many. So we're going to show you the story that they did last year. I thought they did an awesome, awesome job. And this will give you an idea of what they'll do tonight.
I'm not watching this. I was on there talking to people, crying. I was crying.
To some kids, statistics show that 1 in 3 are returning to an environment where they will be bullied. Cabot Ray continues NBC4's ongoing commitment to that issue with a story of a remarkable woman and her anti-bullying campaign in Thornville.
And Ellie, that is a word that really sums this woman up. She is remarkable. The woman suffered more than any mother can. Yet within
Look at that
weeks,
forehead.
she chose to honor the life of her daughter by forming a group she hopes will help others avoid the torment that she says was a part of the life of the girl that friends tell me was always smiling.
You never, ever, ever think in a million years that they're going to be telling you that your daughter didn't survive.
Shannon Mangan heard those devastating words July 4th. Her 16-year-old daughter, Lauren, died in a car accident as she rode back from a fireworks display. Shannon says for a few days she was in a fog, confused, but within a couple of weeks, she found a calling, a mission to help her late daughter's friends struggling against the same issue Lauren had.
She was bullied a lot in school, online, everything. And she was actually hospitalized for it, depression, suicide attempts. I always felt like there was something that I should be doing when she was alive, but I never did anything because I didn't know what to do, how to do it, or if anyone would ever listen to me. And then it just seemed like when she died, a lot of people were listening. You're here to honor her tonight.
So against the backdrop of tragedy and grief, Shannon founded Rise Above to counter a bullying mentality that she tells me has become a life-threatening epidemic.
Just since the inception of this group, my pastor, and I attend a very small church, my pastor visited 7 different kids in hospitals for suicide attempts.
Shannon says Rise Above describes the group's philosophy to counter negativity with a positive response.
Instead of saying, well, we're going to stop the bullies, we're saying, okay, we're going to change ourselves. And as we change ourselves, then that's going to make a more positive environment.
They do it with a sense of belonging. The purple Rise Above bracelet, t-shirts, and bookmarks that bear Lauren's picture and words to remind.
I have a daily choice to give grace or hold grudges, have faith or have fear, forgive or become embittered.
They do it by deed. Rise Above members made up 1,100 care packages of chocolate kisses and notes of encouragement for students on the first day of class at Thornville Sheridan High School. And each week, they have a challenge.
Challenge for next week is choose to be the voice of kindness to one new person this week. Message them on Facebook, text, or leave them a Post-it note every single day. If you have encountered opposition to Rise Above so far, that should be the person that you're doing this to. Never alone, never alone.
Shannon walks in and silences a noisy room, demonstrating what one voice can do.
Why did you do that?
This is a place to I'm Allie, one of Lauren's best friends. This is a place of community, and in just 4 weeks, more than 60, including Lauren's older sister Brittany, packed the house to support each other, to support a grieving mother, and perhaps change their world.
Everyone has worth. Everyone.
Do you think Lauren lives on in this group in
God,
some
I'm
way?
so ugliness.
Yeah, definitely. I think she's very,
God.
very proud. I will follow you, stay with you, baby, you're never alone.
Is it over yet? That's me. Sexy at first.
And search bullying. You'll see all of the reports that Cabot has done. Such a great message.
So I need to read these announcements.
Oh man, sexy. That's a big
I still can't watch it without crying, okay? So
I like Rosie.
it makes me tear up every time. They did a wonderful job, and I know they'll do a wonderful job this week too. But we need your cooperation, okay? Just like they made a heartfelt story, but it was made up of people who decided to talk about their feelings, okay? And I know that we try to do that sometimes here.
Question.
Yes?
Is it gonna play tonight?
No.
When?
It takes them, I think it took them a couple of weeks to get this one together. They'll tape everything tonight and then they'll let us know.
Okay.
But they did run this several times. So even if you miss it the first time, they'll probably run it a couple more times. Do what?
You can watch it on their website.
Yeah, you can watch it on their website and everything too. But I'll let you know when Cabot tells me when it'll be ready and stuff. Yes?
Will she interview each and every one of us?
No. They don't have time to talk to every single one of you, okay? It'll just be a few. However, like you saw on there, they probably will get some shots of you guys. So even if they don't talk to you, you have a good chance of being in it.
So don't cry.
Okay? Okay, so, now who was here last meeting? Raise your hand.
What was it?
Last meeting. Okay. So, I started something last meeting that I want to let the rest of you in on. We started teams, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to work all school year long, and we're going to gather points for being here, for bringing friends, for doing challenges, for winning games, for coming to activities. There's lots of different things you can get points for. At the end of the school year, whoever's team has the most points is going to get a trophy and a free t-shirt. Each one of you on your team will get a different t-shirt than these. They're going to be completely different, okay? So, I hope that's enough incentive for you guys to really want to do some fun stuff. So last week, if you were here, you have a chance on being in on the game. This game that I'm going to start off with is just 4 volunteers, one from each team. Okay? So, first of all, I want red team. Do I have a member of the red team who would like to be Corey?
She does.
Alex on the red team. Oh, I want his team. Come up here, yes. Wow. I need 4 chairs up here too. So let's just move this out of the way. It's all right. You'll get put on a team. You're just not eligible for the game right now. Okay. We'll put everybody else into teams after the lesson. I don't even remember. It's okay. Your group leader knows. If you know what color team you were on, that's the team. I forget. So you're ready. Okay, be quiet. Blue team. Can I have a member of the blue team who would like to volunteer? Who are you? Brad.
Blue. So get on blue.
Oh, I'm gonna be too big. Green team. Somebody want to volunteer from green team. Wow, Brad. Kyla. I don't know. Kyla, sit down. Yeah. All right, and yellow.
Brianna, oh yeah, I forgot.
Brianna would like to volunteer for yellow. Okay, everybody have a seat in a line, please. Sit down. Move it I can't see. This game is for. Oh, you have to take your shoes and socks off.
Oh gosh, everybody plug in there.
This game is for 50 points for your team. All right. Now, how many of you guys are country folk?
Brad.
You ever shuck an ear of corn?
No, but I've tried it at people.
You're gonna shuck an ear of corn with your feet only. All right.
You can do this, Corey.
Cannot use your hands. Feet only. Get ready. And you guys need to read for your team, okay? This is 50 points. On your mark. Wait a minute, Kyla's not ready.
Lay it on the ground, Brianna. Drop it with your toe.
Kyla, you might want to sit on the ground, baby. You're little. On your mark. Get set. Go! Brad's destroying his.
Eat that.
Get up when you're done. Come on now.
Yes, I love this toenails. Oh, Brianna, you're disgrace. You got it open.
So Brad is on the blue team. Blue team gets 50 points.
I had one piece left. Hold that.
Courtesy step.
Good job, Maya. It's frozen. They cooked it. I'm proud of you. What did you do? Break it? No. No, it should have to be
one tonight for some reason. Brad, you made a small. Yeah, Brad. Oh, there you go. All right. Here you go. Good job, Brad. Good All right, you guys, so every time you have me, we're going to have a fun game. Sometimes it'll be with one person from your team, sometimes it'll be your whole team. So be prepared. 50 points is a lot of points, all right? Do you have my flash drive in there? So these are the stats from last week, all right? These are the points from last week, not counting. If you're not, guys, if you're not on a team, we will put you on a team after I'm done with my lesson, and it's just random, okay? Unless you came with somebody, because the person you came with, if they're on a team, they get points for you, okay? So that'll be team points. Now this can change very quickly from what you see. Blue team just went ahead with that win, so it can always be changing. Yes, Chris? These points are based off of who was here last week, who had newbies that they brought with them, who did their challenge, okay? Your group leaders, I need quiet. Guys, thank you. Your group leaders are responsible for, after I'm finished here, we'll break into our groups and I'll assign new people into groups, okay? Your group leaders have cards that tell you everything that you can get points for, and they are responsible for writing down your name. If you brought somebody, if you did your challenge, things like that, okay? So make sure that you sign in with your group leader. When I dismiss you into groups, if you just run off and start talking to your friends, your group's not going to get credit for you, okay? So make sure that you do what I ask you to do when it's time. Yes?
What do you mean by bring people? Like in your car, you brought them?
No, I mean newbies. If you bring a newbie,
Wow.
okay?
You should be embarrassed.
Okay. All right. Any other questions about that? We'll be taking care of that a little bit later. All right. So, let's get into our lesson. What happened? All right. I need quiet. This here is the candle that they gave me at Lauren's funeral. And we light this sometimes for special remembrance, Christmas and things like that, when it's important to remember that her presence is with us. And I want to light it tonight because it has to do with my lesson. And my lesson is called Catching Fire, which is the next series in the Hunger Games book for those people who don't know. But the reason why I wanted to light this is because I want you guys to stop and think a little bit about fire tonight, okay? Fire is pretty powerful, wouldn't you say? What can we do with fire?
You burn things.
You can burn a house, you can burn this building down, right? Yeah. What else? Heat. What else? Cooking.
Food.
Cooking.
Warmth.
Light. Right. So, it's power, right? Who said power? Yeah, like fuel, okay? Fire can be used to fuel a rocket ship, that they gotta light it up somehow, right? Okay, so, we want to tell you that fire is very, very powerful. It has incredible power. It has power to destroy, it has power to light, it has power to fuel, power to provide warmth, and also the power to hurt. If I came over here and stuck my hand over this for a long time, it would probably hurt me. Okay? I'm not going to do that now. So likewise, I want you guys to understand that fire can be used for good or evil. Okay? It can be used to warm us when we're cold, but it can also be used to burn a building down. Okay? It's our choice. how we choose to use that, okay? It's something very powerful, but we decide how it's used, okay? Fire is not bad in itself. It's bad based on how we decide to use it, okay? Or it can be good based on how we decide to use it. The same is true for our tongues, okay? And this is the parallel that I want to draw in tonight's lesson. When your words are used in a bad way, like what? Like gossip,
Name calling.
name calling, what else?
Curse words.
Curse words, what else? Telling lies, you know, mouthing off your parents. Please don't do that. Mouthing off your teachers, you know. Basically, there are a lot of different ways that your tongue can be used for evil. Now, also, your tongue can be used for good. How so? Encouraging people, right? What else? Compliments. Anything else? Sorry? Teaching lessons. Guys, yo, calm yourselves, okay? So if you use your words in a bad way, like for gossip, spreading rumors, saying hurtful things, what happens? What would that be like me doing with this?
Throwing it at somebody.
Yeah, really, because fire would go out, right? But if I came over here and like set this thing on fire, and then it spread up there, and if I came over and set her hair on fire, or if I set this up, I mean, all I have to do is touch it to one little tiny thing, and what happens?
It
spreads. It spreads quickly. Yes, Sierra.
You could like drop it in the room and leave and it would burn the house down.
Right, you know what? Even a little ember. If someone flicks a cigarette out a window on a day that it hasn't rained for a while, that could start a forest fire. It takes, I want you guys to get this. Are you listening? People, it takes one match to burn down 1,000,000 trees. Okay? But it takes, one tree can make 1,000,000 matches. Okay, I want to make sure I got that right. One tree can make 1,000,000 matches, but it only takes one match to kill 1,000,000 trees. So, when I say that, I want you guys to understand that although your words, you may think you're a big guy on campus by putting somebody else down today, okay? You're the match that can burn down the entire forest. Well, tomorrow, the tables might get turned on you. And somebody might say something that's horrible about you, and then you're the low guy on the totem pole. So why do you want to take that chance of playing that game?
You don't want to.
You want to control the fire. Okay? Fire is good when it's controlled. We had a campfire out back here just a couple of days ago. And it was great when it was all raging and everything, but then, you know, if we would let that get out of control, if we didn't have a fire pit and it set the grass on fire, I mean, it could spread up to our house. Lots of horrible things can happen, okay? So the important thing is, with fire, you have to control it. Same with your tongue. Same with the words that you say. You need to learn to control them, okay? How do we do that? Ignoring sometimes, right? That means zipping it. It is very hard. What else? Yeah. Finding a solution instead of being part of the problem. That's very good. Walk away. Walk away. How about instead of saying something what you want to say, harnessing that, pulling it back, maybe waiting 24 hours if you have to, and turning it around to say something that's not negative. Okay? What I mean by that would be if someone makes you so upset and you just want to scream, you just want to call them every name in the book and things like that. How many of you guys have been there? Right now, okay? Yeah, right. Amen. Now, when I'm talking about controlling the fire, I am talking about saying, you know what, I really, really want to say these horrible things, but I'm not going to because I'm stronger than that. I'm going to control what I have to say. And think about it. And maybe you really do need to let that person know that you're unhappy with them, but you can do it in a different kind of way. You can talk to them after you calm down a little bit in a better way and say, you know what you said to me really hurt me. I don't appreciate being treated like that. I don't want to treat you that way, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't treat me that way. Now that is not hurtful to someone else. If you would go up and call them every name in the book and was, you did this to me and you did that, okay, those things could be hurtful. But what I just said instead is a matter of controlling. Do you see the difference? Okay? You guys can do that. What does it take to do that? What do I preach to you all the time? It starts with a P.
Oh, I was gonna say respect.
P.
Patience.
Progeny.
Patience. Or no, practice. It takes practice. It takes practice, okay? The more you practice doing this, the easier it will become. Okay? Now, also, our tongues can be used to spread fire in a good way. How? Besides everything that we just said.
I love you.
Stopping the fight. Stopping the fight. Very good. Are you guys still afraid to do that? No. Okay? I know that can be kind of difficult sometimes. But here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for tonight. I want us to start spreading a fire, a good fire. A fire about Rise Above. A fire that says we are not going to put up with bullying anymore. Okay? Is that something that you guys believe in? Obviously you do, or you wouldn't be here. Obviously you think it's important, or you wouldn't be here. Obviously I think it's important, or I would be wasting my time. Okay? Bullying is an important issue. It always has been, but it's just now come to the forefront, and people are starting to realize how damaging it can really be. You guys have, I'm sure, heard on the news and stuff about kids as young as 10 years old trying to kill themselves because they're being bullied. That's ridiculous, okay? That's a problem. That has to be stopped. And we need to get on fire to stop it. Because if we don't, who's going to? Nobody. If things continue on like they are, and people like Lauren get beat up 6 times in 1 year, I mean, what is that going to accomplish? You know, you guys have to be the ones to spread the fire in a good way, to get that out there. That's why, when you guys were here last week, and I told you in your groups to come up with an idea to spread Rise Above for your bonus challenge, I want to reiterate the fact that wearing a yellow t-shirt or a blue t-shirt doesn't spread Rise Above very well, okay? My point with this special bonus challenge that I want you guys to come up with every week is I want you to think up a way to get the message of no bullying out there. Doesn't necessarily have to do with Rise Above, but the message that bullying is wrong and we are not putting up with it, okay? That is what your bonus challenges are going to be every week. So be thinking about that when you get in your groups and you throw your ideas out there. I want ideas that are going to say, you know what, we're sick of this, we're not putting up with it, this is how we're going to get our message out, okay? That's what I'm looking for. Yes, Sarah.
For a challenge, like you said, spread, Rise Above.
Say it.
Like, you said spread it, or...
I want you to figure out ways to spread it.
Because, like, I had student council stuff I had to do, and I put Rise Above in my student council paper.
Okay. I'd like to say kudos to whichever team came up with the idea of handing out flyers, okay? They didn't have any flyers to hand out, but they said, we're going to make some flyers and hand them out. Okay? I have to tell you guys, Kyla, little Kyla was on that team. And as little as she is, she's 7 years old, she's in the 2nd grade, okay? She was so concerned that I made her a flyer that she could hand out at school. And she said, well, so-and-so, one of her friends, she goes, I don't know, I tried talking to them, but they're not really interested. And I said, well, why don't you try to give it to your teacher and see if your teacher will hang it up someplace. And she did, and her teacher did hang it up. So that's what I'm talking about, something that's simple that even a 7-year-old could do. I'm sorry I embarrassed you, baby. Something that's simple so that everyone in your group can do it, yet something that is going to get the message out. You guys understand a little better? Yeah. Okay? Because that's important. That is what's first on the docket this year. We want to make sure that we're getting the message out. Okay? All right, so back to the message here. Bullying can be stopped if enough people rise against it, which is what we're here to do. Okay? And every person does have worth. You saw that I said that in the little spiel spiel that I did there. Every person has worth, even the people that you don't like or you don't agree with, okay? They have worth in this world, and we're out to show that, okay? There's two parts to our message. If you read behind or read some back of somebody's shirt, skip the hate, spread the love, okay? That's two parts. Skipping the hate is what? Ignoring it. When someone bullies you, or someone tries to start a fight with you, ignoring it. That's skipping the hate. You know what? I'm not going to hate today. I'm above that. I'm rising above that. Okay? The second part is spread the love. What's that stand for?
Be critical. Be a friend.
Be a friend, right? Return kindness. Okay? No matter what. Even when that person is hateful to you. Because guess what? What happens when you return kindness for hate, guys? They kind of don't know what to do, honestly. Okay? Seriously, what we're trying to get out there is not what people are used to hearing. It's not what people are used to seeing. And when you treat somebody kind, even though they've been hateful to you, what are you doing? You're spreading the fire. Because guess what? How many of you guys like to watch a fire? You guys can't fire, you just sit there and like, it's like the coolest thing ever, right? Love it. Okay, I love watching a fire. But let me tell you something. Everybody loves to watch a fire. And that means everybody loves to watch it. Your mouth is spouting out fire. Okay? If I'm standing here and I'm in a fight with Brad and I'm calling him every name in the book, y'all are going to be like, what's going down? What's going down, right? Okay? You like to watch. Some of you guys even like to throw in your own little sparks. Yeah, man, that Brad, I can't believe he did that, man. You know what? And they'll jump in. You guys ever been there? That happened to you? People be jumping in, like giving you fuel for your fire, right? Okay. Now, let me just tell you. Positivity will also draw a crowd. Okay? And I say that in the fact that when you guys decide, make a conscious effort to skip the hate, spread the love instead, people are going to be like, what in the world is going on? People will look at you differently. They may not know what to think, first of all, so they may be like, I don't know about that person. But the more you do it, the more they're going to be like, that person's got something special. I want to know what they got. They might even come up and ask you, why do you act that way? How many of you guys are here at Rise Above because somebody invited you?
Do you mean like previously?
Yeah, anytime. Someone invited you. You didn't just like walk back to my house and be like, oh, Rise Above. No, somebody invited you. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. If someone invited you, how many of you guys got invited by someone that you thought, I want to know what that's about. They act a little bit different. I want to know. Okay? All right. Let me tell you, if you keep on doing what I'm telling you to do, people are going to look at you differently. And they're going to want what you got. Okay? Guaranteed. But, this is a big but. Okay? Yeah, girl! Real talk! It's a big but. Hallelujah. You have to be consistent. Okay? Because when you walk this walk, right here in this little space, rise above. Oh yeah, I'm going to rise above. Oh, you know, girl, I'm coming out of here. I'm going to be treating everybody with kindness. It's good to see you, brother. And then you walk out there. Then you walk out there and you go to school. And you turn around and do the opposite of what I'm telling you. What is that? Hypocritical. Wow. And yes, we've all been called that. But let me tell you something that's real important, okay? Yeah. For anybody that's here, that's ever been called hypocritical, fake, two-faced, because you come to this group and you've lost it once or twice, or 3 times, or however many times. No, you're going like this. I was like 10 times. No. If you come to this group on a regular basis and you go to school and you lose it, and then people get to me on Facebook and say, so-and-so did this and that. Do I come to you and kick you out and rise above? No. Why?
Sometimes.
Because it's about forgiveness. And it's because it's about everybody makes a mistake. Now what I have to say is hats off to you all make a mistake and then say, oh man, I ain't going back there no more, I just can't do it. That's an easy way out, okay? That's an easy way. Those of you who have stamina and strength and conviction and passion are the ones that come back every single week. Even though you blow it, even though you got to fight with so-and-so last week, you're like, you know what? I'm still going to go back to Rise Above because I believe in what they teach. And because I believe I can do it. I didn't do it this week, but I will do it next week. And you keep coming week after week, month after month, until it makes a concentrated effort in your life that's what you think. I have to tell you, my husband, I'm going to brag on him back there a little bit. Before we started this group, this would have never happened, okay? We went, I won't say where, we went off on a trip together. Where there were people that were different from us, okay? It was a different community. And we went there and we thought it would be funny to like get little costumes and dress up like them and stuff, you know? But the more we thought about it, and I have to say it was Ben, the more we thought about it, it's like, man, we can't do that, that's making fun of who they are. We can't do that, that's wrong.
Was it Mexico?
I'm not telling you that it was, okay? But before this group, maybe we wouldn't have thought that way. Maybe we would have went ahead and we would have made fun of them and we would have had a fun time about it and laughed about it, but maybe somebody would have seen us and they would have had their feelings hurt. You know? So this group promises you, the more you come, Amelia agrees, this group, the more you come, this group will have an effect on you. Okay? It will affect you. Now, how many of you guys know somebody who used to come to Rise Above who doesn't come anymore? Me. Okay? Lots of people. Okay? Let me tell you. We call those people burned out. Okay? They're burned out. Thank you. I'm nervous. Now, they were bright for a little while, but they allowed their flame to be burned out. Why? Why did they give up? I mean, they gave up. They gave up? What else? Can't handle it. Couldn't handle it. Negative people. Right?
Negative Nancy's.
Yeah. They didn't want to change. That's excellent. Do you guys hear that? They didn't want to change. Okay? They came here a few times. They said, oh yeah, that's a good message. That sounds good. And then when things got a little rough, they decided it was too hard. And they didn't want to try anymore. So they stopped coming. Okay? Now, I don't want that to happen to you guys. Because to me, this is really important for lots of reasons. Not just the fact that it's going to change your lives, but that it's going to change the lives of people like Kyla who are coming up in schools and who I don't want to be bullied. I'm scared to death to send my child to school. Scared to death because I don't want her to have to go through some of the things that Lauren went through. Okay? And it's up to you guys to change that. So we need to light that candle back. And I need to hold it. And extinguish it. Now, the people that allow themselves to be burned out, how did they get burned out? You think they just decided, it's not for me. I think that's probably some of them. Why else did they stop coming?
Easier.
It's easier.
They're quitters.
They stopped coming to meetings just because maybe they had other things to do. You know, it's not important to them. Maybe some people did. Yeah. Why else?
Maybe they were too scared that they were going to do something ashamed, like be ashamed of themselves and too scared to come back.
True. That happens.
Did she say make fun?
Do what?
Did she say like make fun?
Yeah, people made fun of or whatever. Have you guys ever been made fun of for being in this group? Oh, I have. Okay, so why do you still come?
Because I love this group and I love you.
Thank you. I love you
You're
too.
so well because I want to change.
Because you want to change. Good answer. Because it's worth it.
Some people actually have friends.
Some people left.
Some people might actually have friends.
You might have friends here. Yes. You feel accepted here. I hope that's true. Yes. Is it escape?
I don't feel accepted.
Okay. You don't feel accepted?
I'm being serious.
Continue. Okay, so I like what Waylon said. It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay? So, when you do get made fun of or whatever for coming here, and people want to bash this group, at least you can say you've been here and you know what this group is about, right?
You have to believe in it.
You have to believe in it. It's called passion. Okay? And I'm not talking about you and your boyfriend or nothing like that. Passion. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something that you believe in. You guys believe in this group?
Yes.
You believe? Okay. We're having church now. No, seriously. If this is important to you, like it's important to me, then you'll keep coming, even when it gets a little bit difficult. Okay? Even when it's not convenient. Even when your friends are going to go swimming, you can say, you know what? I'm going to rise above. Because that's where I get the encouragement that I need to become a better person. Okay? You will keep coming if it's important to you. If it's not, it won't. The fire needs to stay lit in this group. How many of you guys still came during the summer and saw our numbers drop?
I tried to, I swear.
Okay. Maybe some of you are part of the reason our numbers dropped and you're back today. If that's the case, I'm very glad that you are back. Okay? I hope that you do keep coming. This is the opportunity tonight to relight your fire. Okay? If this group is going to stay in progress, if we're going to make a decision to remain a group and not disband, we have to get the passion and the fire back in this group. We have to start bringing our friends. We have to be willing to stand up for other people. I spent the whole entire last year getting you guys prepared for this, okay? Because last year, most of you, and most of the other people who stopped coming, you weren't ready for this, okay? I had to spend an entire year encouraging you to see yourselves as beautiful people. There were so many of you that were coming here that were broke down, no self-esteem, no friends, okay? And I want you guys to keep in mind that some of the people who are here for the first or second or third time, that may be where they're at in their life right now, okay? Remember that feeling, how you felt when you first came here the first or second time, and you didn't know anybody except maybe the person you came with, and it wasn't very fun and you were uncomfortable, okay? But then what happened? You came out of your shell. You made friends. You started talking to people. You got into a group. You started realizing that people here are just like you. Okay? We look different. We have different beliefs. We act differently. But we're all what?
Same.
We're all human. Yes. And that's why I ask you guys to respect each other based on the fact that we're all human. Okay? Now, I said fire needs to be controlled. Okay. We keep the fire lit because we need it for good purposes. Okay. So we have our passion. We're gonna say that this is our passion for Rise Above, okay? Or for whatever. And we let it blow out. What happens? It goes out. Yeah, but what happens? It's no longer good for heat or light or anything. What happens if you don't have heat or light? You're living in the dark. Okay. So my point with that being, what would be representative of living in the dark, guys? Do you know somebody who's living in the dark? Depression. Yes, depression. What else? Anger. Stress. I wouldn't say anger just yet. I got another one. Yeah. Someone who's abused. Yeah. Sadness. Exactly. Okay. So what I was looking for is depression. How many of you guys have had a bout with depression yourselves, or you know somebody who's had a bout with depression? Okay, almost every single person. Let me tell you, if you didn't know my daughter Lauren, she had a bout with depression and ended her up in the hospital. She was on medication for a really long time for it, okay? The bubbly girl that you see in the pictures and that you knew at school was not who she was on the inside. She was depressed a lot of the time. Okay, so just because you see someone at school and they seem to be happy-go-lucky and everything's cool, does not mean that everything is really cool. They could be having stuff going on that you don't have any idea. And some of you have learned to pull that out of each other by coming here, okay? If someone's light is out and you get to know them, can you tell?
Not really.
Yes. I think you can. I think you can. You wear it on your sleeve. Don't even tell me that. Everybody knows what you're thinking.
I have sleep depression, and when like people don't know that, they think, oh, she's happy. Like when people meet me over the summer, like you're very never like this. You knew me then. I haven't fallen.
But those people who bother to get close to you could probably tell. Brad would be able to tell, right? Okay, that's what I'm trying to talk about. So, if you're living in the cold, we're talking about depression, we're talking about apathy. What's apathy?
It's a
A feeling, what kind of feeling? What? No, that's compassion. I'm talking about apathy.
Apathy is not caring.
Apathy is about caring, what Gina said. If you have a problem with apathy, it means you don't care. You just gave up. Okay? You come into school, you don't care about anything. You don't care what your hair looks like, you don't care if you eat, you don't care if anybody's your friend, you don't care if you get a good grade, you just don't care. Okay? Your light is out. You got a problem with that. Now, one more different thing, okay? There's three. There's the fire lit with the passion, right? Which is everybody who's here tonight, I hope. Okay, everybody got your fire lit for passion. There's the people who don't have it lit, okay? The ones that are in depression and the darkness. And then there's people who don't know how to control their fire and they just go around destroying everything in their path. That's what I meant by anger. Okay? When you can't control your anger, it's like me going around and just setting everything on fire. Okay? I choose not to control my fire. I'm just going to wave it everywhere and whatever catches on fire, catches on fire. I don't even care. Okay? Anger will get you in trouble. You need to learn to control. Okay? Control it. So, I want you to stop and think tonight. Wow. Only you can control the flame in your life. Okay? I want you to stop and think, out of those three things that I said, do you have your passion? And maybe it isn't a passion for Rise Above. Maybe it's just a passion for life. Something that you love enough that it gives you joy. And you're willing to stand up for it. Okay? Do you have passion? Do you have a problem with apathy or depression? That would be if you didn't have your light shining. Or do you have a problem controlling it with your anger? Those three things. I want you to stop and think tonight, which one are you? Don't say it out loud, just stop and think, which one are you? What is your flame doing in your life today? Okay? Just stop and think. I want you guys to stop and think about that. Now, I need my other... I want you guys to know, I want you to meet someone. I want you to meet this girl here. Her name is Brittany Robinson. Okay? She looks like she's happy-go-lucky, beautiful girl, 17 years old. She, for us right now, is the face of suicide. I know Brittany's mother. Matter of fact, she's going to be our special guest speaker at our next meeting. She's going to come and tell you about Brittany's story. Okay? She's a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. To look at her in this picture, you would never think she had a care in the world. Okay? But one day, she decided she had enough and she let her light go out. And she committed suicide. It pains me to even to say anything like that, because I can't imagine what her mom has to go through. Even though I've lost my daughter, I did not lose my daughter to suicide. And that's a completely different thing to have to deal with. I cannot imagine the pain that she must deal with every single day. And to me, it's important that you guys get a face with what's important. When we stand against bullying, and she did not commit suicide because of bullying, but when we stand against bullying, we also stand against depression and suicide. Okay, because that is a huge factor. Those things go hand in hand. A lot of people, especially the younger ones, get bullied to the point where they feel like that's their only option. Okay, so I want for us to be able to support suicide awareness. Now, yesterday was Suicide Awareness Day. Okay, some of you guys wrote love on your wrist to show support, or you wore yellow to show support. I appreciate that. Okay, because for every single person who did something to show support, there's a person like this who it's too late. Okay? It's too late for her. It's not too late for the rest of you guys in this room. And so many of you raised your hands telling me that you had a problem with depression, or you knew somebody that had a problem with depression. Okay? Suicide is one step away from depression. One step. All it takes is one step this way or one step this way. Okay? And the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to realize that you guys have the opportunity to save a life. You guys are the ones that are here. You guys are the ones who, if you know somebody's having a rough day, or you know someone that's depressed, you can stop and say, you know what? Do you need to talk? You know what? I'm here for you. I'm your friend. I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm willing to listen. I'm sorry that you're hurting. You know, and sometimes just one person. I can't help but think if Brittany would have had one person to talk to, would she still be here with us today? I don't know the answer to that question, but I'm telling you, I don't want to find out. Okay? I want to make sure that this group is responsible for each other and is responsible for the people that don't come here. Okay? Make it your daily thing to talk to someone. Okay? To be that one person that's going to keep suicide from happening. And you guys will really enjoy Brittany's mom when she comes to our next meeting. She's going to tell you the whole story, so I'm not going to tell you everything, but she will. Okay? October 7th, there is a suicide awareness walk. It's called Out of the Darkness. And Brittany's mom is having a team in that walk. I would like for our group to be able to support her team as much as possible. Okay? I would like to take up a collection tonight and whatever other meetings that we have between now and then, which I think maybe just one more meeting. See how much money we can raise to give to them in honor of Brittany and to be able to support it. It may be something that we continue to do if we enjoy it. If there are any people who maybe want to walk in it or something like that, I can hook you up with Brittany's mom as well if you want to go that one step further. Okay?
Where is it?
It is in Columbus. Downtown Columbus, I believe. Okay? But I really think it's something that's important because I know that a lot of you guys have reached out to me, and even if you haven't reached out to me, you've reached out to each other when you're hurting. And I try to be there and listen, and I really do genuinely care. So if you ever feel like that you need someone to talk to, you know, I can be that person, or I can send you to another person that you're more comfortable with talking to. Okay? Let's not leave any stone unturned with this. It's very
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I just sitting here thinking as you were talking about all this, it's good that we're all here tonight, this many people, and it's very important that we do this. And in church, we've heard this analogy a lot of times. If you take a charcoal, now you have gas grills, we used to have charcoal grills, and you light a fire and you start all these charcoals and they get white, they get real hot, and you keep them all close together and they get hot. But if you take one of them out and set it aside, it'll grow cold. And that's what we need to watch. If we see one person drift from the group, we need to get them back in with the rest of us, keep everybody on fire.
Very good.
Very good things with that.
Good.
Everybody is important.
I want to tell you too, I was going to have Ben do the fire tonight, but since Brittany's in the hospital, that didn't quite happen. But I wanted to share the analogy with you that when you build a fire, you don't just go outside, light it on fire, and be like, okay, you're going to have some s'mores now. It takes work. Okay? It takes a lot of work. Ben knows. He made us a roaring fire with some wet wood the other day. So it took a lot of work to do that, okay? It takes putting the right kind of fire on there. It takes keep putting some lighter fluid or whatever it is you're using, okay? It takes a lot of work. And you have to tend the fire. Okay? You can't just set it on fire and walk away. Because what's going to happen? It's going to go out. Right. You don't want this group to go out. Okay? It needs to stay on fire. Right now, what I'm doing with you guys tonight, I'm stoking the fire. Okay? I'm stoking. Alright? I'm gonna set you all on fire if you don't wake up a little bit. Alright?
Where else are you going to hear what you hear here anywhere else? You're not going to hear it. You're not going to get what you get here anyplace else.
No greeter in Walmart's going to tell you this.
That's right.
I would.
You don't work at Walmart. So,
It's Myers.
for next week's challenge, I want you to light a candle for someone in need. And that does not mean literally go home and light up a candle because your parents will be like, you're going to burn the house down. No, I'm talking about lighting a candle means the second part of that back there, spread the love. I want you guys to think of at least one person. If you know more than one, that would be great. But at least one person who you think seems apathetic, depressed, in need of something.
I'm already in the process of this.
Okay. Right. If you know somebody who every day you pass them and they just look sad and they don't seem to have friends or whatever, I want you to take the time to write them a note of kindness. Okay? Even if you don't know them, I'm talking about like, say your mailman comes by every day and he's looking sad, you think he needs to go pick me up. You can write him a note that says, you know what, I appreciate the fact that you bring my mail every single day. It must be a pain to come when it's 90 degrees and you're sweating your butt off, but I appreciate what you do. Thank you. Okay? I want your note of kindness to be something that is specific to that person and that is making them feel valuable in some way. Okay? And I know you guys can do this. I know you can do it. It's not hard. It's one of my easiest challenges. I give it all the time. But this time I want you to take it a little bit further. Okay? Go that extra step. Pretend like that person who you're about to give this note to might hurt themselves tomorrow. What would you say to them? You are that one last voice to them, okay? This note you're going to write is the difference for them, okay? Because guess what? You don't know. It could be. It could be. Because I'm sure, maybe, if somebody had written a note like that to Brittany Robinson, she might still be here. Okay, so I want you to think of it in those terms. If you can do more than one, great. But at least one between now and next meeting. Okay? You guys think you can do that?
Yeah.
Okay, yay. Awesome.
I got a couple to write.
Huh?
I got a couple to write.
Okay.
Can it be on Facebook?
Like a private message?
Yeah.
Yes. I wouldn't put it on the wall. It needs to be something that personal. Okay?
Because they live in New York.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. As long as you're private message. Any other questions on that? Okay. So, do we have a special guest? Am I looking at a special guest that was supposed to be here last week? Would that be you? Why don't you come on up? Why don't you guys welcome Tanner Smith? He was supposed to be here last time, but it stood me up. So, I just wanted to say thank you. How many of you guys wrote the letters to Tanner? Okay? So, he's come to meet us all and actually going to talk to us for a little bit, so take it away.
Alright, I know, Tanner Smith, call me Mouth, whatever, I don't care.
Mouth.
It's my partner in crime, Connor. We grew up together, like, played baseball together, football, grew up, paintball, yeah. As y'all know, I'm a Marine, Lance Corporal. Just got back from Afghanistan, first tour. Possibly doing a second one soon, not sure yet. I'm out of Kansas City, North Carolina. I don't know if you guys know where that is, down North Carolina, whatever. My job is actually a military police officer. It's field side. So like what I do is I actually go to Afghanistan, grunts, infantry, and we train the local police there. Like train them in patrolling tactics and stuff like that. Like just try to get them so that they can take over the country and run out the Taliban or whatever. And it'll make our job easier so we can get out and our troops can come home. Anything you guys want to know? Any questions? I will answer anything.
Thank you.
Can you kick me in the ear? Well, I'm pretty tall, so I decided
He can, he's taller. He's more flexible.
Please don't make me.
So we would like to know, when we sent you our care package, what did you think?
Did it make you happy?
Actually, like, it actually made a lot of us feel good because like a lot of us read them, and like I said on Facebook, like I felt bad for not being a redback. It was just like really hard finding the time to do that. But it actually, us getting letters like that, it actually helps a lot. Like it keeps us calm, like lets us know what's going on back home. Like my mom would write to me and just be like, you know, the Indians won their ball game today, whatever. And it's just like me hearing that, even when I was in boot camp, me hearing that stuff, like it kept me calm. Knowing, knowing what's going on back home and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, like a lot of us read the letters and it actually just like made us smile just knowing how many people actually care about what we're doing over there. And like I said, what we do. What's that? Where at over there?
Basic.
Oh, basic. I went to Paris Island, South Carolina. It's a decent place. There's a lot of swamps. It actually reminded me a lot of home. Like I'm from southeastern. I'm from Zanesville. Like I'm in the backwoods part. So like there's a lot of swamps and stuff around there. That's what I grew up with. Me being down there and just like seeing that stuff, I felt right at home. Besides the fact there was alligators.
That's not a big change.
Well, I mean, we're on the rifle range and they were back here swimming in the water while we're working the pits, which is like watching. Okay, whatever. We actually had one drill instructor actually like tackle one day and like wrestle it. Like, yeah, it was. They're crazy.
They did it every day back when
Yeah, probably do.
So tell us, did you ever have any experience either in the Marines or out with bullying?
Actually, growing up in not so much high school, but like in elementary school and stuff like that, like I wasn't the biggest, like maybe like about this tall, about like that big around, like everyone like tried to pick on me. And I just like, I would just like look at them and just like, why would you want to do this? Like, I mean, what makes us different besides, you're like 8 feet tall and I'm like 2 feet tall, like come on. But like I would honestly just like try to talk to them or I just walk away. That's the one thing my mom always taught me. The bigger man always walks away from a fight. If someone tries to start something with you, just, either A,
Hallelujah.
like either A, talk to them, like try to calm them down or whatever, or B, turn your back, walk away, walk the other way.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, I've been in 2 real fights. One of them, I was actually going to the park, I was going to play some basketball. The kid came up and like tackled me off my bike. That one I regret because I got in trouble for it. I fought back. It's a funny story too. I got punched 6 times in the face and I was laughing. Like, it's on the video. And I hit him once and I walked away. Like, yeah, I shouldn't have hit him, I should have just walked away in the first place. But, just my anger built up. I had really bad anger problems. And that's where, like, when I was in high school, it kind of flip-flopped. I kind of became a bully, and I regretted it. Like looking back on it now, I don't know why I did it. Just how I was in like freshman, sophomore year, because that's when I started getting bigger. You know, I wanted to like turn the tables. You know, there's people trying to pick on me, so I pick on them back now. And like junior, senior year, I actually changed. I started getting, that's when I got really big into paintball. Like I was still playing. I played baseball since like 5 or 6 years old. I finally quit when I was 18, just because I was going to Marine Corps, couldn't do it anymore. Bad knee. But yeah, once I started doing that stuff and just actually keeping myself busy, I kept myself out of trouble. So like that's another way to do it, like to avoid bullies. You know, go out and like find something you enjoy to do. Like, you know, fishing, hunting, paintball. Like that actually relieves a lot of pressure for me because you know, just going out in the woods. You know, you just got a paintball down your hand. You see someone just shooting, you know, it's not going to hurt them as long as they're wearing the right stuff. But that's one way I help myself. It helps me keep my anger down. That and Marine Corps actually helped a lot too.
Good.
There's a first.
Yes. And over in Afghanistan, did you ever have any of the Marines commit suicide? Because one of my friends did last week over there.
We didn't have any. Like our team was like really close. Like even still today, when I go back there, I won't be with the team anymore. I will go back to my original unit. But like even then, we'll still be really close. And if one of them's getting like picked on or whatever, you know, we can go talk to them. We can help them out. Over there, you know, we have people get down because like I know for a fact one guy, his wife. We weren't sure what all she was doing, but I knew she like spent like a lot of his money. He barely had money coming back from deployment, and yeah, he got down because of that. We actually sat him down and talked to him, and he's 25, and I'm talking to him as a 20-year-old, like just man to man talking to him. He's actually from Canton, Ohio too, which made it even better. Like now, me and him's like really close. We're legit brothers. We're actually closer than me and him. And I've only known him for a couple months. Almost a year actually. But like we just sat down, joked around, started just like making fun of some stuff, you know, and like I told him, you know, if you need help with money or whatever, you can come talk to me, I got you. I can help you out. And so like we have that brother bond now, and like that was the only situation we had. I mean, also, like over there, a lot of people like they help each other. They help each other like try not to commit it. Now back in the States, you know, with them being alone, like in their rooms and stuff, unless their roommates are there, they can stay in the room alone. I was in my room alone by myself all the time. I enjoyed it though. I like peace of mind. But like there, it's not as easy because you don't know what they're going through. So like. That's just one of the things that we have to understand. You know, if we know they're having problems, we want to go check on them. You know, make sure they're fine. Make sure they're on okay.
Exactly what we were trying to teach tonight.
Yeah.
You probably really did make a difference in that guy's life.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, like when we got back, I actually went to his house and stayed with him a couple of nights, and like we just barbecued. Him and his wife's fine now. They got everything sorted out. He had his baby while we were over there. It was in July. Like they're going fine with that now. We went and hung out on the beach. There was a bunch of us, and his wife and baby came and just had a barbecue.
Let me take a point there with that. When I talk about depression, you guys, it's a serious point. When you're depressed, and I know this because I've been depressed, and I raised a daughter with depression. When you're depressed, the biggest reason that you're upset is because you think your circumstances are never going to change. You think that you're always going to be like that. Whatever it is that's plaguing you is always going to be a problem. You feel like there's not ever going to be a change. Let me just tell you, everything changes. Okay? So if you can just get someone who's depressed to see the fact that their circumstances will change eventually, you can get them to hang on for one more day, and then one more day,
But what if you know for a fact that it's an ongoing cycle for 5 years? It's not going to change. With hope.
Okay. If you know someone that, I'm assuming you're talking about a teenager at home life is a problem, okay? Is that teenager ever going to grow up and move away from their parents? Okay, thank you. Things change. That's what I'm trying to say. It may not change today, it may not change tomorrow, it may not even change in a year, but it will change.
But within that 5 years, what if it gets so bad that you can't handle it?
Then sometimes you need to be the one who's the change.
Sometimes you're not able.
There's always a change that can be made. Sometimes you don't see it, and that's why it's good to talk those things out with your friends or with someone that really cares about you, because I might be able to, or Katie might be able to say, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And it may be something you've never thought of before. So that's why it helps to talk it out. Yes, Brian?
There's always going to be an opportunity. Always. Change happens so frequently. There's always going to be an opportunity.
Any more questions for Tanner?
I just want to say thank you for your service.
Yes, absolutely.
He's actually leaving for basic October 31st for the Air National Guard. So like, he's gonna be another one. He's gonna be helping. Not sure exactly what all he's gonna be doing. Like on what.
I do a civilian job for power line. We go on bases, we'll communication fiber optics, but to help the guys out in the field that are actually needing communication between each other, face to help each other. So
Actually doing the real stuff.
yeah, actually doing the real stuff.
Well, thank you for your service as well.
Yeah. Here, but there's a place in Crooksville because I do MMA. So my boxing coach in Crooksville has an anti-bullying class. You need to look up if you want to figure out anything. His name's Justin Rivera. He does it's called police. They just started it. They just started it a few weeks ago. But Kansas Stone's gym. That's what the name is of the gym. It's in Crooksville, right off Main Street in front of Peaches. They do
Yeah, we are all for anybody who is on the anti-bullying bandwagon, whether they are part of our group or whether they start their own group. I mean, we're all working towards the same thing, and that's to get this under control. I love what you said, Tanner, about, just being there for someone and not making it acceptable to bully anyone,
That's one thing we're actually taught. Like, if we see someone that's like, they're down, we automatically go up to them. Like, it's not like, okay, well, I'll talk to them another day. No, it's like,
You guys being disrespectful.
Yes, please.
well, like I said, like if we see someone that's down, like we instantly like just snap to them and go to them. It's not like, we see them, I'll talk to them another day. No, it's we lock onto them, we go up, hey, are you going okay? Like, are you having problems? Like, what's wrong? And they'll like, about 90% of the time they'll tell us like what's wrong. Or other times they're like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong, blah, blah. But then we know just, especially if we know the person really well, we know what's wrong. Like some of the signs that we look at, like if we see that like, they just bought like a brand new, like 80-inch TV, because I'm looking at one. If we see that they just bought that TV and they're like turning around selling it, that's one sign that we see. If they're giving, just like handing money out, just like to whoever, we look at that. If he, just like some of the way he acts, like how he talks and stuff, that's more things that we look at. And if we see that, then that's when we know, okay, we need to get you help. Come with me. We're going to go see Doc. We're going to go see. I can't think of the place now. Like we'll go see like the chaplain. Like have him talk to you. I may not be able to help, but one of those guys can.
Right.
Like that's instantly taken there. And it's not like we just tell them to go. We actually escort them. If they don't go, we're not supposed to, but a lot of us will like grab a hold of them and pretty much drag them there. Especially with me being like an MP, like it's easier for me. Like I can actually, if I have a pair of cuffs on me, I can cuff them and take them. They're not running if I cuff them.
These guys ain't gonna be cuffing anybody.
Well, yeah, don't be cuffing. Yeah. I'm authorized. not proud to carry cups. But yeah, that's just like one of the things we look at.
Alright. Quiet, you all, please. Please. Just a couple more questions, okay? I know you're getting antsy, please.
My brother brought me, and he's like right now he's in college, so he's not going on tour yet. But he's still best buds with people in his unit.
Oh yeah.
He had problems with a couple of guys, and like after how long they were together, they became best friends.
Yeah.
It's weird how that.
Like that's how I was. Like there's people I went to boot camp with, I could not stand them. Yeah. But like after being in the Marine Corps with them and like talking to them and stuff, talking to them a little bit more, where we can actually talk without getting yelled at. You know, we learn about each other. You know, he may have had a trouble past and not good with new people. That's how I am at some points. But like once you start talking to them, you know, you're that bond, you're that family bond. Like I said, like a lot of the guys that I went through boot camp with, I'm closer than I am with him. Like I know more about them than I do them. Like my good friend, I deployed with him. I cannot stand people that are in infantry. It's just how I am. I cannot stand them.
Rise up. Come on.
Yeah, I did actually, because like being around them since I deployed with them, you know, I learned, you know, their training's more intense, so like they get that mindset of, you know, we hate MPs because, you know, what they do, what we do, you know, we're the cops on base, we pull people over, give them DUIs or whatever, stop them at the gate, but that's one reason why they hate us. But once they deploy with us, they grow into us too. They learn, okay, well, they do the same thing we do. Like my training for field side MPs is pretty much the same thing as an infantry guy. I get trained in like their machine guns, 2 of their machine guns and one of their automatic grenade launchers. They don't get trained in that unless that is their specialty. So then they look at us like, if they're a basic rifleman, they look at us like, okay, how can we know that but we don't? It's like, well, that's just what we're trained in. We're trained to actually be prepared to go with you guys, like help you guys out. It's like we only had 1 machine gunner in our team, but yet we had 6 MPs on our team. So therefore that boosted up our machine gunners. So then we're like, okay, if we need gunners, you know, we got more. And then they look at that like, okay, well, they're not so bad. They're actually going to help us with our job and make our job easier. Like, we see the same thing. And we just grow that brother bond.
So it's what he's trying to say, you guys, in case you didn't get it, is don't judge people on first glance. I mean, you know, he's judging people for being in the infantry, but then gets to know those people and finds out that they're pretty good guys after all. I mean, how many of all of us are guilty of doing the same thing? You know, all of us are, okay? Thank you. That was awesome to get to meet him. All right. Where'd Ben go? He is up at the house. They're by the garden. Okay. So, we need to do teams, and we'll be doing that. I'm sure that the news will get here when we're in our teams and stuff, which is fine. Okay. So I want all teams. Once I break you up into teams, you'll need to be going outside and finding your own space outside. We'll be using this part for the news or what.
And the girl with the baby be my team.
Okay, so hold on a second. Everybody sit.
Listen to her.
They're not here?
She's protesting.
I don't know what the deal is. We're going to do teams, so I don't have time.
Yeah, I would worry about it. Maybe some breaking and happening.
Okay, so real quickly, if you have not been put on a team yet, please stand up.
Stand up. You're on my team.